Good morning. Welcome to the webinar. Today's purpose is to talk to you about financial operations. Rejuvenate your organizational fabric with FinOps, creating a cost-conscious culture. My name is 𝐂𝐤𝐿. I'm the Senior Director of Solutions Delivery, and with me also is Fred Parker, a member of our marketing team, and Vipin Nair, our Regional Director for the Asia Pacific region. We're going to get started shortly. Fred is going to start our presentation with a poll. Okay, we will give people 1 minute to complete the poll, and then we'll get underway. Okay, we'll get started today. Good morning once again. My name is 𝐂𝐤𝐿. We've also got Fred Parker and Vipin Nair here. We're going to be speaking on the topic of financial operations. So, IDC research has shown that automation specifically around financial operations and cloud cost transparency is very high on enterprise to-do lists. Why is that? Well, private cloud and edge still execute most of production transactions in the industry today, and enterprises really need to focus on optimizing cost, performance, and utilization in order to reach the correct balance for their organization. And also managing your software usage is very complex because there's no centralized repository for all of those things, and it's very difficult to manage all of your software from one portal. And we have a solution that we'd like to share with you about that today. So what are the blind spots and bottom lines in IT cost management? Number one, limited visibility into IT costs for finance teams, as well as limited visibility for the technical teams into the costs of what they're working with. Second, complexity in maintaining licenses and IT contracts. Contracts and licenses are stored in many different systems, accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset management systems. There's no centralized repository to look at all of your costs in one place and be able to manage those costs against the services that you're providing. Finally, it's very difficult to identify optimization opportunities and tracking cost trends when you don't have everything in one place. And if you don't have an optimization strategy, you're looking at inefficient solutions, cost overruns, as well as an inability to do business in a very efficient manager. And finally, inefficient IT management incurs very unidentified costs. What are we saying? That you may not know that you've got licenses that are out there that are either expiring or that you're overrunning the license numbers, as well as cloud costs. You don't know about shadow IT or accounts that someone is using that is a personal account or a corporate account that's being paid for on a corporate card rather than from out of the centralized IT management budget. And those all lead to overruns and a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding about everything that is in use in your organization. So we'd like to introduce FinOps. What is FinOps? Well, according to the FinOps Foundation, FinOps is basically the process of managing your cost, performance, utilization, and hosting strategies all in one place in a method that is an efficient way for the company to be able to understand and manage their costs, performance, and utilizations of both cloud and on-premises infrastructure. So the three phases of FinOps is inform, understand what's going on with your licensing, understand what's going on with your cloud accounts, understand what's going on with your on-prem infrastructure. Optimize, understand what your usage pattern looks like, understand what your financial pattern looks like, and make some really strong decisions upon that. And then finally, operate. And that's an ever-moving circle, always going one after the other. It's never something, wow, we optimized our costs, so now we're good. Now you've got to continually look at those things. And what goes into a FinOps team? One, you've got the FinOps practitioners. You've got the IT accounting people. You've got the executive management. You've got business and product owners. You've got finance departments. You've got engineering operations. You've got procurement. They all sit on the same team and handle various functions within the FinOps realm. And they are the team that is going to be the catalyst in optimizing your IT budget spend. So, what are the elements that we need to look at in a good FinOps solutions? Cost identifications and alerts. If you identify your costs and you manage the usage of contracts and subscriptions, you could see a 30% reduction in your spending surprises. You need to have all of your contract information readily available in one place. Just understanding everything that you have in an organization could lead to a 10% reduction in cost and better negotiation. If you've got 5 AWS subscriptions and 2 Azure subscriptions, and you only knew about 2 of those, well, you're missing the opportunity to maximize those costs by consolidating those contracts into a potentially higher performing, lower cost tier for your organization. Automated contract tracking and expiry notifications. You spend a lot of time managing contracts and managing renewals. If they were all in one place, you'd have a better chance to be able to manage those things and see a holistic view of everything you're working with. Another is to identify unused licenses and subscriptions. If all of your data is in one place, you'll understand where there is overlap and where there is something you may not even be using. Say you're licensed for 10,000 seats of M365 and you're only using 5,000 of those seats and you don't have growth plans to get back to 10,000. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, and you have the ability through here to understand what that licensing would look like if you were able to model it down to what you really need and what your 6 months to 12-month growth is going to look like, rather than having 50% excess capacity. Precise cost predictions for on-premises environments. We work with you to capture all of the elements of cost for your on-prem, not just the cost that you pay to purchase them, not just the support costs, but the people costs, the power costs, the cooling costs, as well as the cost of under or overutilization of those resources. And finally, right-sizing instances, choosing cost-effective cloud providers, and negotiating discounts could it make you save up to 35% on cloud costs simply by understanding everything that you have in your inventory and optimizing financial performance and utilization of that inventory. So how do we do this? ZENfra is a tool that we have written over the course of many years that has gone from a migration planning and management tool to a data center optimization and management tool. And we'll be, in the next couple of slides, we'll be showing you how ZENfra works and how ZENfra can add to your portfolio of being able to manage your cost and infrastructure better. So we call it ZENfra Intelligence and AI Innovative Solutions. Okay, what is FinOps? FinOps is the combination of all of the elements that we brought together earlier: contracts, finances, licenses, expiration, servers, storage, switches, cloud accounts, everything that comes into the financial operation of an IT organization. So we promote precise cloud cost saving strategies and on-prem cost saving strategies like resizing, multi-cloud migration, transitioning to cloud from on-prem, or repatriation. It can calculate potential savings and compares vendors for the best pricing options for you. Something is wrong with this slide. I apologize. So let's show you how our tools can help boost business value and enable timely data-driven decisions. So first thing we do is we gather data through asset discovery, contract and maintenance discovery, cost optimization, and savings. That all goes into what we'd like to call our data lake that gives you the option of looking at that data in many different ways: performance, utilization, cost, licensing structures. And what does it do? It gives you the potential to proactively manage your cost and infrastructure. Gives you the ability to start going for financial excellence in the organization by having your cost under control, and also leading to operational success by giving you the ability to manage the levers of cost, performance, and capacity. So how do we do this? First, we look at your on-premises infrastructure. We looked at your contract and maintenance data, and we look at your multi-cloud environments. We capture that data through various methods. One is we have the ability to do API calls to your servers, your storage, your switches, as well as your cloud accounts to gather the data in real time. If that's not an option for you, we have the ability to give you data collection scripts that can then be uploaded into the tool, and we gather the data that way. Once we've gathered the data, then we perform some AI-assisted analyses, and we come up with a number of graphs and charts that can help you manage your environment. So what are we looking for? We're looking for optimization, management, and tracking. We're looking for cost optimization. We're looking for cost analysis and asset inventory, and we're looking for the asset cost discovery as well. So what are we looking at from a granular view? We can go from drilling down from an entire organization, meaning a corporation with many divisions, down to an individual division, down to an individual department, or down to an individual platform. Say you're most concerned about the maintenance of your on-prem VMware VxRail infrastructure because you're worried about licensing costs. We can just select in our reporting for you, what that looks like and what options are to be able to optimize those licensing or look into other alternatives to utilizing that technology. We do this by using AI analytics. We look at cost allocations, cost drivers, cost variance analysis, and cost reduction initiatives. We've built a lot of machine learning AI algorithms into our tool that can help you find better alternatives to the current infrastructure that you're using. Looking at it from a contract lifecycle standpoint, we provide a centralized repository for all of your contracting. We look at hardware warranties and support agreements, software licenses, maintenance contracts, subscriptions, connections and dependencies between these things, and also looking at compliance monitoring to make sure that your contracts are compliant. And finally, we also do alerts on license expiry, end of life on devices, end of service on devices as well, so that we can give you proactive alerts at a time that you specify that, hey, you've got 3 months till your M365 license renews. Let's take a look at the costs involved and what your utilization is, see how we can help you with that renewal. Or you're about to come due on your AWS subscription. Here is what you're currently using. Here is your current utilization from a cost and financial standpoint, as well as from a utilization and capacity standpoint. And here are some options to optimize those costs based on those profiles. So what are you getting as a result of a financial operations cloud cost comparison engagement? One, helping you optimize your cloud utilization, helping you optimize your on-prem utilization, helping you make hybrid cloud transformation decisions, meaning, are you going to move things from either one cloud tier to another within the same provider? Are you willing to move things from one cloud provider to another? Do you want to bring some things back on-prem because of either performance, cost, or other considerations that you've seen in your usage? Helping you with contract negotiation and discounts by having everything in one place and knowing the totality of everything that you're working with a particular vendor on. And finally, a multi-cloud on-prem transformation, making sure that a decision is good from a financial as well as a technical standpoint. Might be a good time to do the next poll, Fred. Fred, can you do the next poll?
Yes, 𝐂𝐫, the poll is launched.
Okay, thank you. We'll give you a couple minutes to do the poll, and then we'll move on. Okay, we'll drive on. Thank you for doing that poll. So, what are the outcomes of optimization, management, and tracking? So, first is device compatibility. Second is cost-effective migration methods and hosting methods. Next is eliminating deviations from estimates, and fourth is dealing with contract value optimization. So what else does ZENfra do? ZENfra also does SecOps, doing vulnerabilities assessment, privilege access management, transformation, migration, cyber recovery on the infra ops side. So let's see what the product looks like a little bit. So looking at automated asset discovery, you can transition from manual tracking to automated asset discovery, covering both on-prem as well as cloud environments. So this is some of the financial strategies that we bring out in enabling our finance people to leverage advanced analytics to look at things. And we highlight things that are over. We take a look at what it was estimated at what it currently is. We take a look at what you're currently paying but versus what you could be paying somewhere else. We look at a very, very granular cost management strategy. We can go down to departments, accounts, individual servers, groups of servers, vCenters, whatever level of granularity you need to look at, from the CXO level at a division to a division level to a departmental level to an application level if necessary. Proactive maintenance and contract management. We can tell you what contracts are due to be coming due within X time frame, and we can tell you what percentage of the contracts are going to be coming due, so you can allocate your time a little bit better. Cloud optimization and savings. We give you options to look at the various options for your cloud and on-prem utilization. Once again, as I said before, it's looking at tiers of AWS. It's looking at maybe moving from one cloud to another. If you want to go to AWS to Azure, AWS to GCP, AWS to Google, AWS to Oracle, basically any to any. And it gives you some of the potential savings and costs involved in doing those, as well as some of the costs involved in repatriation, bringing stuff back on-prem. And here are some of the cost comparisons that we do. We can basically show what your current cost is and what the cost would look like if you change to a different pattern of usage, either through changing clouds, changing tiers, and we can actually even break this out by operating system. So if you want to take a look at your Windows infrastructure that you have running at GCP, we can do that. If you want to look at your Linux infrastructure that you have running in AWS, we can assist you with that. So it's a very, very flexible tool to allow you to really get a good understanding of your environment. This is just another one of the reports that we offer. So what would be next? The challenges that we see in the industry is cost management and asset inventory are very often handled by different groups of people, and they don't talk very much on a regular basis, not because they don't want to talk, it's just because their jobs don't bring them together very frequently. This tool brings together finance, asset management, and the technical side all under one umbrella, so that each person within that area has a view of their environment that is appropriate to them, and there is an overall view that's focused on cost management and optimization of performance, cost, and capacity. Finally, contracts and contract maintenance. This is one common portal to be able to take a look at all of your contracts once you've gone through and brought it in. So you can look at all of your contracts in one place. You can sort it by vendor. You can sort it by department. You can sort it by division so that you have a really good granular view of all of your contracts and maintenance agreements as well as subscriptions. So the takeaways. Utilizing FinOps is a fantastic way of managing cost performance utilization in an organization. ZENfra is an outstanding tool that can assist you in getting along the path to a FinOps methodology in your organization. And the whole purpose of doing FinOps with ZENfra is cost savings, assisting you in every way possible to help you minimize cost, maximize performance, maximize utilization. So what's next? One, we would love to engage with you on a one-on-one basis to do a follow-up meeting to show you a detailed usage of the tool and show you how it can help you and work with you on ways that we can assist you in getting your function done. Two, do a product demo. We would love to show you a live product demo where we can take our time and step through each one of the paths in the ZENfra FinOps tool to show you how you can use the power of ZENfra to optimize your cost in the organization. And finally, once we've gone through the demo, then we can work with you to do a proposal. If you are an end user company, if you're a systems integrator, if you're a channel partner, if you're a manufacturer, we can work with you to provide this service either to your company directly if you're an end user, or through you to your end customers to add value to your relationship with your customer. So I'd like to open it up and see if there are any questions. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand, join the chat, or just chime in. Fred will open up the microphones and people can ask questions if they would like to. Fred, you can open things up. Is there a final poll, Fred, or are we done with polls?
Yes, 𝐂𝐽, we do have a final poll, and also I will unmute all.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.